benchmark for the rest of the world to follow, from education, how we think about things, how we approach nature, the type of research that we do, how we've brought, let's say, we've increased the life in the villages, how we've become more independent on our energy use, all these aspects that we've really spoken about, just to have this type of approach and implement it in educational institutions, on government level and so forth, we can really make quite an amazing shift in Cyprus. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you for being here for so long. Thank you. So to conclude, is the action, the feedback is like, okay, what ideas do you have? Did it spring anything? Was there something that you saw that wasn't presented?
I think the last thing that you said about the villages is key.
Yeah.
I think the villages are getting bored and need some sort of connection to the city. I think something like this would be great.
Yeah.
Because that's what, like you said, the brain drain again, that's also happening in villages.
Absolutely.
Here and not anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's here in the cities.
Right.
There is a tendency for young people, especially young people, to go back to villages. Actually,
Yes, there is. There
open
is.
up businesses there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with these kind of businesses as well, especially.
Yeah.
So if they were to see things on a holistic or a more integrated way, so they go back to the village, but is there impact? Okay, they may, let's say, put beehives out and create honey and so forth, but what else could, if they look at it differently, then, I mean, if let's say a training was set up about these type of ideas, and then you brought everyone, let's say, for one weekend you brought everyone who wants to go and live in villages, or part of a village, they're living there already in the morning. Exactly. If they were to expose these type of ideas, then they can actually create new ways of working within the village and really push the village, the quality of the village up, bring in more people there and so forth. But
someone's made the plan for the village, so it's not just them thinking they're working for themselves and no one's paid.
Exactly. That's what I think. You know, we have there's a lot of information presented, all well and good, and a lot of valid and so forth. But you guys only know about it. It's not being taught in universities. It's not being, presented, or unless you're really looking for sustainable and how nature works and this, that, and the other, you don't come across this type of information. So I think information is key for that.
So how do you disseminate the information without going to universities?
Well, it could be online. It could be working with either non-government or maybe part of a university, or an institute of sorts and so forth. I mean, like the Cyprus Institute, they have a lot of things going on. They've got the solar, they're very advanced in, and they also they host there the is it called World Vision or something like that. That's being by Manfred governed, the Cyprus chapter, should we say. So they are also looking at that aspect.
What about having a sustainability conference where we have things like your eco startups come to the island, present their ideas, and then see if we can implement some
That's
ideas.
brilliant. And we had actually from the organisers of Lead Cyprus. You got Cyprusino and you got Cell, Cyprus Enterprise Link. They organised in 2015 the Insights 2015, and on there, that's where Gunter came to Cyprus and presented. But you had also other very forward-thinking people that came. Okay, it wasn't purely sustainability, but they brought them some very key people here.
The environment, the Cyprus economic environment is suitable for having startups to do things about the environment. For example, we have a company in Cyprus that develops a new kind of ducted, let's say, wind turbine.
Right.
But they don't develop that product for Cyprus. They don't want friendlier for the Cypriot market.
Right.
We use Cyprus to make an experiment,
Yeah.
research, development,
Right.
and for our beneficial tax environment.
Right.
But what of those technology, which of those technology can be sustainable for a company to develop for the Cypriot environment? Because we are a small country. If you want a lot of research and development to develop all those products, we
Well,
can
okay,
run
well,
as a test facility, not as a
Yes.
profitable run for a company. That's
Yes.
my
Cyprus, if you're developing a product, in most cases, like especially with the previous talker, Stelios, who's from Climate Kick, he's a climate launchpad and stuff. They are promoting businesses that are doing good for the environment or for the climate change, but that have a very good economic outlook, which means most likely they're not going to stay in Cyprus. In fact, they don't want them to stay in Cyprus, because the whole point is to make money so that you can do more change, right? So when we're thinking about what we're doing in Cyprus, you have that local action plan, which is, let's say, working on the land and so forth, and that obviously stays in Cyprus, because if you're doing technology-wise, then it's good that they have at least Cyprus as a testing ground, and then if they want to expand outside, of course, it's good.
therefore that company who produce wind turbines.
Yes.
They will not change the, let's say, the amount of green energy we produce, but they will do a made in Cyprus project
Yes.
to implement in other countries. So we get the economic benefits, not the environmental benefits for that.
Well, yes, of
Because
course.
we don't have wind in that project.
Okay, that really depends on, if the Cyprus government is willing to invest in it, or if there's a private investor who's willing to set something up. I think if someone said, okay, here's some money and I want you to put wind turbines in Cyprus, they're going to say yes. But I think if for them to, production-wise, Cyprus is not a place, because you've got to import all the material, build it here, which we have somewhat expensive compared to China, for sure.
They said
Labor force, right? And then you're going to send it somewhere in the world, which obviously as an island, you're really expensive. So design and research is fine, but manufacturing and production is probably outside of Cyprus, just because of the economics.
What about feasibility? We have a lot of dams.
Yeah.
If we can make a battery system using those dams as research.
Well, the moment you move the water, your dam is not doing what it should be doing.
No, you have 2-3
You
dams
have, okay.
in a different level.
Again,
and
yeah.
you use the water to.
So you're talking hydropower. Hydropower.
No, it's a system of light. You use the dams with the hydropower and it comes as a battery system. You have for your lights. They produce 100 units of energy. With that 100 units of energy, you pump the water in the high dam.
Right.
Then you have with the high. So maybe you take back 50%, 60, 70%.
Yes.
The energy, but you have the energy for the voltaic in the energy.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
a
great.
system
That's it, yeah.
that you show.
Exactly.
It's a system
Yeah.
that you
That's a
use.
great idea, yes. Yeah.
I saw it that one time.
Yes, that's exactly what I was at.
It's quite sustainable.
That needs to be analysed, because do we have a high enough mountain? Is it close enough to the sea? All these questions, that needs to be analysed. But as a concept, as a principle, it could be. But the thing is, what I'm presenting here is not the solution. It's how do you think about going and approaching solutions for sustainability. It's not about, okay, let's use this type of solar panel, let's use this type of technology for It's like, let's see how we can look at things differently. Use the principles, you know, of working with nature, and then seeing what can come of there. Any other questions, feedback? No. Enjoyable?
Yes.
All right. You were very quiet. I was like getting worried here. Anyway, thank you.
It's just that we are exhausted.
We are exhausted. Okay. I think that's.